And we're live. So I'm cooking now. You guys bug me so much to do friggin' a day in the life of Steph. So why not do it live as I'm cooking some keto food. I'm gonna show you how it's done. What's up, everyone? Welcome to my messy kitchen as I get ready to cook some food. Now, I may not be able to look at the camera at all times. What's up, everyone? So I'm going to talk as long as I'm cooking, and then I'm done. Then I'm out. Yes, fabulous, right? Hi, everyone. So the topic of today is cooking live keto with Steph. Let's get this in, all right? Hey, David. All right, so here we go as you guys are chiming in. And I may not be able to get to your guys' questions, but I will be commenting. And my tripod needs to go a little higher, right? I got like a monster one, but I've got my light ring on it, and I don't feel like deconstructing it, so, because it can go much taller than this one. Hi, guys. Ready for some keto cooking, right? I'm going to do some keto cooking, so like up the stream because I'm going to show you guys how to do this the right way. I don't understand when people say, it's so hard and you're so restricted. No, let's get this cracking. All right, guys? Let's do this. Let's do this. All right, here we go. Got my camera pointed downwards. Yeah, this is live, right? This is live, yo. I'm not playing, so I've got salmon here. I've got broccoli there. And I'm going to make some cauliflower mash. Basic, but it's going to taste so good, okay? Let's see, my kind of video. Good! Now you guys can stop telling me to do it because I'm doing it. So I'm going to make cauliflower mash. Yes. And if you guys have some questions, I can turn back and answer your questions. So do you guys have any questions related to keto as you guys are chiming into this chat? You can't see me, but I can see your comments. Okay, let's do this, guys. Because I'm just not a brain and other things. I can cook. Here we go. Where are the questions? There's 63 people in this chat. For real? Come on. Hit me with some cues. Or I can just start talking. Juliet, like the stream. Yo, that cutting board, I know. Look, this is impromptu, so it's a tiny cry. Look, I'm making a mess, but I don't care. It's not, aluminum is not really the best to cook with, but I don't care. I literally don't care today. I'm not going to use glass. I got this out. I'm doing this real fast. So no, aluminum is not the best to cook with. Bake with, you guys. It's better to just use the glass or parchment paper. Right? Thank you for the yes. I do the pull-ups. If you guys go to my Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic, you can see me doing pull-ups on my story. Like, full extension all the way up. Okay, so vegetables would be about 2 handfuls. So handfuls are measured raw. So this is about, if let's say this is a handful, this is about a cup. So you could have 2 of these measured raw, and that goes the same for the broccoli. So you guys always measure your vegetables raw and not cooked. Okay? Let's get cracking with them questions, y'all, as I get us completely prepared. I'm guessing we won't be seeing any fathead pizza recipe? No. No, you just get really good, 2 cups measured raw per meal per person. So, I'll basically explain how the macros work since there's 87 people here not asking questions. For some reason, there's 84 people here and there's only 28 likes. Can we get the likes going on this stream, guys? Because I'm going to show you how to do some keto cooking. Yeah, I refrigerate my butter. I don't know anything about LPS in the blood, so carnivore diet is only good for people who've got You guys, plants, they have plant chemicals. There's a lot of lectins and phytates in plants, and a lot of you guys react poorly off the plants. You don't know it. You get bloated, there's food in your stool, you get itchy, tired, your immune system is compromised. And yes, I consult people with cancer all day, every day. And you don't know it's because of your vegetables. And so doing a carnivore diet for that reason is good, but only for that reason. Otherwise, a carnivore diet's stupid. I'll just put it right out there, okay? It's going to be really hard to do this and talk to you guys. Oh, you have a consultation? Oh, that's right, Alma, you signed up for a consultation. Yes. So if I pull this back a little bit, maybe you guys can see me a bit better. Thank you, LaShonda. My video guy is a cancer survivor. Awesome. That's awesome. So is my crazy mama. You liked it. All right. So what I'll do is I'll put this butter in here for now because it's not melting fast enough. All right, let's get the spices a-going with this business. So essentially, you guys, I'll talk about macros, right? A lot of you guys have histamine intolerance towards lemons. So unfortunately, a lot of you guys can't do lemons who've got histamine. Now, histamine intolerance is a overproduction of histamine from the mast cells. And this happens typically because of people eating wheat and cheese most of their life. People who drink alcohol and don't, they've got permeability problems, and the body tends to have sort of an immune overreaction. That's what histamine is. It's an immune response to try to protect you, and then the histamine is too high, and then that's when people become very sensitive off of the plant chemicals. And also, I don't bleach my teeth. They could be whiter, I'm not lying. Yeah, my stream is growing. Well, I've been doing a lot of them. That's all. So, I'm using things like, I'm writing recipes in my keto book, right? But I, like, even down to the lemon, I become a little bit unsure of, because a lot of you guys have butter issues, you have dairy. Like, lemon's great because within the lemon water itself, actually in the whole lemon, the meat, the outside, you've got a lot of pectins in here that help to clear out estrogen out of the liver, which is also really good. But then a lot of you guys have histamine issues to lemon, and believe it or not, a lot of you guys also have histamine issues to, which is, you guys know this is my favorite cinnamon. It's called Ceylon cinnamon, and it's less processed as the cassia that you find in typical supermarkets. And this almost has like a chocolatey soft taste to it. You're waiting for the book, excited. I'm making salmon, broccoli, and I'm making cauliflower mash. Basic keto, but really, really good. So I'm using coconut aminos. You guys be careful because the carbs get kind of high in this as well, but it's really, really tasty. That Richard and Deborah were monitoring. Are you always? I mean, people have lives, right? So if there are trolls, I'm just ignoring them. You guys have to ignore them as well. I don't have a favorite go-to meal. I used to, but I don't anymore. I just eat whatever I'm in the mood for. You see, it was on keto-ish diet. There's no such thing as keto-ish, so I don't even know what that means. Power reach! You either do keto or you don't. How to lower your LDL cholesterol. So what is this? BIKBBW. You need to learn more about cholesterol. There's all different kinds of LDLs. You actually, some LDLs you want to be really, really, really high in its particle size, because it's going to be buoyant as it takes the cholesterol to the cell to heal cells. That's what cholesterol does. It heals the body. And then the HDL takes it back to the liver to be converted. reconverted, reused, and brought back again to the inflammation to be a LDL. It's when the LDLs become oxidized into small and particle size, which is the LDL particle B, that you want to be aware of and be careful of. That's what I'm talking about, right? This, I don't think this recipe will be in the book because it's too basic, right? I am doing a clean keto. Maybe, I don't know. I'm doing a clean keto, but I'm also doing some comfort food. But it's going to be very, very clean comfort food. Fat must exceed the protein amount. Exactly. So what these pieces, so actually, this, I'm making food for a friend, so this piece is the larger piece. I'm taking the smaller one. When this shrinks down, it'll probably shrink down to about 4 ounces, this size, which is my protein allotment. Put some garlic on this. Some pepper. Fiber, what is it? Fiber supplements. Oh, thank you, Tammy. I didn't see that. Thank you, Tammy. She gave me a 20. Thank you so much for supporting the super chat. You guys are always asking me to do videos showing you guys how to cook and explain the macros. So not only am I going to make the food, I'm going to explain sensitivities to foods as well as the macro percentages. So it's not just me cooking, because that gets boring. See, Deborah's here. She's here to help moderate. I gotta make Deborah a moderator here. I haven't done it yet. Okay, I lowered my protein and lost muscle. Well, Helen, you have to, how much did you lower your protein? And are you adapted? Are you using a glucometer? Because that's very, very important to know more details. You can't just say I lowered my protein and lost muscle, because I'm sure that's not what happened. I'm sure that you're just gluconeogenic. And did you do a DEXA scan to know if you lost the muscle? So do you log your macros? Not anymore. I don't like to use apps or trackers because they tend to be wrong. So like MyFitnessPal, you gotta like bar scan the content or look on the back of the package to know your amount, and then put it into a clean tracker. Don't allow the tracker to give you your macros. Okay, let me see here. All right, getting hot up in here. We're on this side. So this is another really lovely spice, but you guys have to also be careful for the nutritional yeast, because it tends to be higher in carbohydrates. So it's got 2 grams of carbohydrate per 1 tablespoon. So when people are like dumping tablespoons on foods, I'm like, no, pull back. Just lightly spice, y'all. Lightly spice. Don't go ham on this. Yes, love salmon, but I can't find wild salmon anymore. What other fish you recommend? Sardines? When you're in ketosis, basically you just keep eating the right stuff, exercising, enjoying benefits. Well, there's diaphragmatic breathing, there's clearing up your gut, there's getting good kidney, gut, liver clearance, colon. It's not just eating foods. You know, your whole body has to be in alignment. You have to learn how to breathe. Your plumb line, your posture has to be perfect. You have to know how to use the sliding filaments in the muscles to get good mitochondrial response, develop good GLUT4 response. Like, there's a lot of stuff that you got to do. I don't really like probiotics because a lot of you guys have gut issues, and you got to clear out the weeds before you plant them seeds, right? So, okay. What we got here? All right, there's 92 people in this chat. Hit me up with some questions and only 58 likes. Can we bump up the likes? Because more people will find this video if you bump up the likes. Okay. Let's see here. Do you take any? No. Is it true that lipogen helps the liver detox? I don't know, to be honest. Shapressa, I don't know, but there's other things that also can help liver clearance, which is milk thistle is really great for the liver. Again, the plant pectins. Apple cider vinegar is also really, really great to help pull estrogen out of the liver. And you could do just a liver, kidney, colon, flush, which is sitting on the toilet for 2 days. Saute broccoli, baby. Yes, Auntie Val says, like. Good morning from Perth. Thank you so much. Was it? Oh, Gina. What's up? Thank you guys for getting up the likes. Hit me with some questions, because that's what I'm here for. You lowered your protein to 20 grams per meal, Helen, or per day? Because that's really important to understand. So, on the salmon, I've got lemon, I've got salt, pepper, I've got Himalayan salt, I've got the nutritional yeast, I've got coconut aminos, okay, and I've got, what else do I have on it? Butter, but I'm going to add more butter, and garlic, and I think I'm going to add this spice. It's like an Italian herb mixture I got from Trader's. So good. They don't make it anymore, which is so annoying. It's like one of my favorite herb mixtures. $69 ounces of protein. No, Alma, only 3 ounces per meal for women. Measured cooked. Thank you, MB. I eat raw capsicum and tomatoes. Yeah, super nightshade. I would avoid that. You know, nightshades help kind of block iodine into the thyroid. Somebody asked about the Juve. So you're still using Juve every day. Every day. Yes, I'm seeing results. I'll go into that more later. Do carbs only come from veggies? No, there's actually carbs in protein, but it's so low that you don't really count it. And there's no carbohydrates in pure fat. You said on IG story that tea bags have fungus. Yes, they do, y'all. Tea bags are very fungusy. I'm not gonna lie. So I like the. So my friend got this because I was using the strainer before. So my friend got me this thing for to strain my loose leaf tea herbs. So I love this little contraption, right? So here you just put the herbs in here and put it inside the cup and then pour the water, focus, stupid, pour the water in here, and then I can just have it strained through the holes rather than using one of those mesh strainers. So this one was really, really cool. Obviously it's from China, as you guys can see. All right, let's get this popping, right? Jessica, she gives consultations on keto, things related to keto, such as sleep, exercise, everything to the body. To be honest, it's everything. Oh, Edgar. Thank you, Edgar, for the $9.99, which is more like a tenner. Hi, Edgar. Sorry, guys. My tripod just won't go any higher. Just so annoying. Can you eat anything spicy on keto? No, because a lot of the spicy food is nightshades. A lot of you guys have nightshade issues, so like here's a pepper. Believe it or not, a lot of you guys react on pepper and you don't even know it. So if you have thyroid symptoms, be very, very careful. It's a good bouillon. I don't know. I haven't found a MSG-free bouillon cubes. Sorry. So I just make my own spices. I don't need a bouillon. Somebody asked about diabetes. Yes, keto is terrific for diabetes. Thank you, Deborah, for answering that question. Stuff worried about you using that toxic frying pan. No, I've also got, as you guys can see, I've also got a ton of iron pans. So no, I'm not worried about using this. So I use everything, you guys. You guys, here's the thing. You know, aluminum is not also, it's also bad for you. I live in Los Angeles. That's bad for me. But what you guys really, you got to understand that if you have really good detoxification pathways, you're not going to avoid toxins, you guys. Just do the best that you can. Oh, so somebody gave a suggestion for a bouillon. Yes. My book is still being written, and as it's being written, you never know when it's going to come out. Rapunzel for bouillon. So what is it? Can you explain what this Rapunzel, what's in it? Woke up at 1 a.m., checked my blood sugar was 85. That's not bad. So what time did you test your blood sugar? Can we get fatty liver if we do a keto without vegetables? No, keto doesn't give you, look, if you guys have fatty liver, the fat doesn't make you develop more fatty liver, but if you have a fatty liver, the liver might have a problem to make ketones because that's where ketones are made. So that's why doing things like flushes and turmeric and ginger and plant pectins like apple cider vinegar if you don't have a gut dysbiosis, or lemon is really good, or milk thistle to help get out the junk out of the liver. Woke up at 1:13. I don't know, Kishelle. I would have to know a little bit more about it because 85 is not terrible. Yeah, the food's going to be really good. Do you clear stones in your body? Yeah, sometimes you can get rid of stones by doing a flush or a cleanse. Hi, Steph. Can you please explain why testing ketones in urine is not helpful? Because ketones in urine is what your body's losing, right? That's coming out of your body. What's more objective is the ketones in the blood. That's one step closer to going into the cell. So if you're peeing out ketones, those are ketones you're not using. A true ketotic person is going to have a clear urine strip, and then a person who is not adapted will also have a clear urine strip. So it's super subjective. Get rid of it and just use a glucometer. Yeah, so we got 114 people here up in the chat and only 89 likes. Can we bump this up as I begin to explain macros and cook and answer questions all at the same time? Who else does that? Who else? When people cook, they're like, I'm using this 1/4 cup of this. They don't actually go and answer serious health questions. What about gut dysbiosis? How do we know if we have it? It's a great question. A gut dysbiosis is going to manifest in ton of stuff. Tired, bloated, itchy, candida, gassy, loose stool, constipation. You could have high blood pressure. You could have itchiness in your bung, yeast infections, food in your stool. I mean, there's a million things. Mucusy, itchy eyes, all type of stuff. Haley, yo Haley, she's like pointing it out so I don't have to. Thank you, Haley. Wendy does have any type of starch in it. Chemistry has many times. I don't know what you're talking about. Can we keto without vegetables? No, that would be carnivore. No, that wouldn't be. I mean, why would you do keto? Do you have a histamine intolerance? That's right, Bree says. Tell them. Like up the stream, Tamara says. Okay. I'm getting hot up in here. Okay, so I'm gonna put this, the little cauliflower little charlottes up in here. So I'm doing live keto cooking with you guys. And then I'm gonna go and take a shower because I just came from the gym. Thank you guys for finally liking up the stream. So we're over 100 now, finally. So hit me with the questions, you guys. I'm not getting them all, but Deborah seems to be getting some of them when I have my head turned here. How do we know what? Was it Josephus H? How do we know if we have, wait. So if we have candida, then we have gut dysbiosis. Probably. I mean, there's all types of dysbiotic levels, right? There's different types of parasites, infections. It doesn't necessarily just have to be candida, but candida is a really big sign of a gut dysbiosis. Is collagen behind what? Nutritional yeast? No, that's lauricidin. You guys know I use this all the time. So I love lauricidin. I've mentioned it before because it has, it's antiviral and it's antiviral, fungal, and bacterial, which most things are not. So it helps to break down biofilms that candida likes to hide in. Plus, if you guys are going through colds and flus, this stuff is really, really great for your immune system. So Wolf, we need veggies. She might suggest going a week without. That's for histamine. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Deborah. Is there keto smoothies? No, don't do smoothies. Just eat your food. Don't drink your food. Eat. That helps the hypothalamus. How do you see? How often should I check ketones? You could do it once a week because those suckers are expensive. But if you can afford it, every day, fast in the morning before you eat anything is the most objective time. You can take lauricidin every day. I only take it like here's the actual measuring cup. I think that's too much. They say do this 3 times a day. That's too much. I only like do a couple like. It's hot up in here. There's no wine, Jason, on keto. My wine days are done. Sorry. Okay, so this poppin'. I'm going to answer you guys' questions and then go off stream. Here we go. It's getting hot there. Jeez. Then I gotta lower this, you guys. Let's a minute. Just over here for a second. There we go. Salmon's down there inside. Basic keto, but this will taste so good. If I had time, I'd make some of my famous keto pancakes. Hold on a sec, guys. All right. Let's pop in. Because it got some energy. That's what's up, right, guys? Cooking live with Steph. So what you guys want is for the cauliflower mash to get not super mushy. So I'll take a fork and I'll stick it in to see if it'll go through the charlottes. And then at the end, how I'm going to cream out the cauliflower mash is I like to use an emulsion blender rather than a blender. This way I can control the actual texture of whatever I'm blending down. And when you use a blender, it kind of like whips it up too quick and too fast. So I'll go more into that. I'm also going to add some avocado up in here to this meal. And I think I'll make an avocado sauce. But again, I think it'll be too hard to do everything. I'll have to do a part 2 for you guys. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to get the camera right. Gluconeogenesis, gotta go. Okay. Now I can read some of your guys' comments and then get out. So you guys hit me up with some quick questions before I go, preferably on macros or cooking, because that's what I'm here for today. Temperature for it's 350. 350 and I'll cook it for, I think, no, I need to turn this down. I think, because the last time I made it was perfect. Yeah, so your body can convert muscle into sugar within 3 minutes if the body's not getting enough glycogen. So that's why I tell people don't overtrain because when you're trying to adapt, because the body would rather go back to what it's addicted to, which is glucose. And so when you're doing a low carb diet, you just can't bring back in glycogen on a low carb diet. So the brain tries desperately to go more into hypergluconeogenesis, which is the breakdown of amino acids within the body, all proteins, including skin, collagen, bone marrow, and your muscle, to get enough energy to the brain, but it won't restore glycogen. So you'll feel like you're dragging if you're too gluconeogenic. 350, no, it's more like, I probably do it for, I think it was like 35, 40 minutes last time. Sorry, how long I'm cooking it for. How often do you eat bone broth? I ate it every day for years and years and years. I've been so busy writing my book. To be honest, I haven't made broth in like a month or two, or a month and a half more like. But before I had it all the time. I still have broth in my freezer right now from making so much broth. But you guys, be careful. There's not a lot of fat in bone broth. I just want to say that. And also be careful because some of you guys have a glutamate sensitivity, and that's in the marrow of the bone. How do you get the sodium up? Did you see me put all that sodium on that food? It's not that hard. Or you guys can just do like a quarter of a teaspoon in a glass of water and drink it like an electrolyte, especially pre-workout. Your fasted glucose should be between 69 and 80 milligrams per deciliter if you're ketotic. Is it okay to eat ground beef instead of steak? Yes, I can never cook steak the right way. I got ground beef in my refrigerator right now, grass-fed ground beef, not a problem. It tends to be the fattier cuts from the cow anyway. Could you explain cooking fiber and carb content? Okay, so if you take broccoli right there, I barely sauteed it, so I will still want enough fiber in there. So if there's 5 grams of carbohydrate per cup in broccoli, but there's 3 grams of fiber, you take the 3 grams minus the 5, and you get 2. So that would be 2 grams of carbohydrates per cup that I would eat with broccoli, and I hope that explains it. And I am just sweating and shiny right now. Is barbecuing on grass-fed beef okay? I mean, yeah, you just don't want to blacken anything because there's a lot of carcinogens and toxins. But again, if you blacken something and you have it like once, 3 or 4 times a year, it's not good for you, but it's not, if you have good detoxification pathways, you'll be fine. The rebounder is just good for, it's keto proof, but that's not exercising, right? So doing time under tension, so as you guys can see, this is a shoulder press. If I bring it down, you can see that all the muscles are flexed. Even my biceps are flexed, right? Because that's a shoulder exercise. And on the negative, you can see that my muscles are flexing. So when I'm flexing, you have muscle fibers grinding together, right? Actin and myosin, and this creates this thing called the sliding filament theory, which then creates a blistering effect and grows muscle. So doing rebounder, I mean, it's good to get blood flow, but as your main source of exercise, no. Nope. Grass-fed patties are the best. Yes, they're really, really good. And I put like an egg in them to make it soft and spice that stuff up so good. What's my opinion on pork? Love pork. You eat, aren't they toxic even? No. Pastured pigs are not toxic. It's when they're in little pens and people throw their chum and stuff on the floor, okay? And then they're eating poop while they're eating their chum and chuck. I mean, I'm not a pig farmer, but if a pig is eating apples that fall to the ground and is a healthy pig, no, they're good. Ooh, caps. Please explain more details about gluconeogenesis. I just explained it. When you don't eat carbs, the brain wants a gasoline. If you don't make enough ketones, the body will convert muscle into sugar in 3 minutes. Okay, but that's not enough to put enough gasoline in the tank. The tank is in your muscle, right? So if you go and your body breaks down muscle to make sugar for the brain, it's like, okay, my brain's not going to die, but I have no energy for my muscles because they're empty because you're not eating like bread and rice and pasta and sugar. So doing that for a long period of time and not having glycogen storages and not enough ketone production will damage your adrenals and then your thyroid. And then your sex hormones like testosterone and estrogen will spike and testosterone will drop. So what you want to do is become ketotic quickly. So don't intermittent fast because that's the quickest way to create metabolic damage, more than you guys know. Because these intermittent fasting people don't talk about gluconeogenesis. They don't talk about leptin resistance, hypoglycemia, thyroid disorders, gut dysbiosis, sleep issues, physiological insulin resistance, They don't talk about any of this stuff. They talk about like growth hormone and they talk about detoxification. So you don't want to start breaking down a bunch of muscle because that will just literally weaken your immune system. My glucometer read ketones, and ketones are spelled Ketone. There's no Y, baby. There's no Y. My glucometer read the 1.3 ketones and 88 glucose. I had it the right way. I mean, it's not bad. I don't know where you came from. JNLVZ1. I don't know where you're coming from. If you came from very, very high blood sugar, yeah, then it's great. And if your ketones were under 1, that's great. But if you, if that's your starter number, it's not bad. But it's not like amazing. 88 is on the higher side. Protein powders are not recommended. They are garbage protein powders. Jason, what's up, Jason Shields? Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you, Jason. I'm a little spastic right now, so thank you. Thank you for inspiring me all these years. You have cerebral palsy and keto has helped me so much. Wow. Y'all read this stuff. Read what Jason's saying. I'm super fit now and have energy through the roof. Yes. I work as a therapist helping others with disabilities via keto. Jason, I love you. I love you. Like, I'm getting teary-eyed. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Jason. And for somebody who has cerebral palsy, it's really, really important to protect the nerve endings. And so things like cheese and nuts and caffeine would not be recommended for anyone, especially somebody with cerebral palsy. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing and donating. Thank you. What's my thoughts on low-fat, plant-based diets? Die an early death? Plants? Why do you think people do the carnivore diet? Because plants have plant chemicals, salicylates, oxalates, goitrogens, nightshades, like you name it, lectins. They have all this stuff because they don't want to be eaten. And here you are doing a low-fat, plant-based diet? How does that make sense? Plants grow in season, y'all. We have hybridized, genetically modified our plants to be more palatable, and our fruits to be more sweet. And then you guys are eating this all the time out of season. I mean, there's only so much that your immune system can handle. And then you don't eat fat. The biggest fats are fat-soluble vitamins, vitamin D, E, A, and K, right? You're not going to get a lot of that in plant-source foods. They are fat-soluble vitamins, not water-soluble. And the fatty bits of the animal, you have all these incredible vitamins, so important for your immune system, plus things like omega-3s and fatty acids. Yeah, I have a thing of bacon grease right now in my fridge. I keep my bacon grease in the fridge, yes. Bison is kind of lean. Unless you're doing it towards the rib, I don't really think you should do it that often. You could do it here and there, but it's not really keto, no. Can collagen protein push you over? Yes, it can. So sprinkle a little bit K-shell on your food and count it as your protein macros. Steph, Tiffany is asking, Vinyasa yoga is okay. I mean, it's not the main source of exercise. You need to do stuff that will not be static. This is static, right? That's static, which is great. But we want to pump. So that's why I prefer Pilates as an exercise, but you can do Vinyasa for, for endorphins and for breathing and all this. Glucometer Mojo is the cheapest one, Precision Extra, and Freestyle. Okay, you guys, I'm going to check this color. So let's check this right here. Focus, focus. Hold on a sec, guys. So it's still, it's still a little hard. It's getting there though. So we want a little softer than the texture that I have now. It's getting there. And then I'm going to hand emulsifier blend it down. Some water. Yeah, walk 8 hours a day. Ooh, that's a lot of walking, child. Oh, you made it? Yeah, Septira, I'm glad you made it to the stream as well. Sorry, guys. Why do I not have this tripod at a better angle? Let's see here. Can you do keto if you have high cholesterol? Of course. Keto will lower your cholesterol, your LDL small particles. We want high HDL, and we want certain high LDLs as well. She does not usually recommend onions. No. Oh, spring onions. Hold on. So today I will be using, these are the kind of onions you guys can use. These are called spring onions, right? And you don't want to use the bulb because it's higher in carbohydrates. You just want to use the green part. That's what you want to use when you're making your spring onions. So now you guys, bulb onions have a lot of carbohydrates, like the white ones or the red ones. The fattiest meats? I think pork belly is probably the fattiest. Or brain. Eat some brain. Yeah, it's fabulous. Haley, I would suppose if you're eating spinach, but really if you're getting your hemoglobin from like bloody red meat, absolutely. But it also, I don't know why you have low iron. I don't know if you've got like endometriosis, cysts, fibroids, or you're just not absorbing the iron that you're eating, or maybe your vitamin D is low. A lot of you guys aren't getting in the sun enough to get your vitamin D levels up. It's really, really important because that's going to help your immune function and all of your entire body. And that is the reason why I prefer you guys to get your butt outside and stop trying to use those vitamin D supplements because they're super toxic to the what? The liver. Well, we got 124 people in this chat and 124 likes. Thank you so much, you guys, for you see, goat's meat, yes, is naturally organic. I think. You think, Albert, that's just, go, somebody Google that. I just ordered me some lamb. I love lamb. Sweetbread? What do you mean sweetbread? What's lamb sweetbread? What's that? We count the carbs from almond flour. You don't use almond flour. It's not it's not keto approved. Whatever you saw, the garbage on the internet that tells you to eat cheese and almond flour, they're idiots. Sorry, you guys, you are. I'm just stating it the way it is. These are inflammatory foods, and how do I know? Because I've worked with thousands of people. I do consultations, you guys. Been doing them for years and years and years. I was one of the first people on the internet talking about keto who was not Stephen E. Jeffolick or Nora Gagaudis or Dominic D'Agostino. So years later, certain things people have, almonds are actually really toxic. We have bred them, we've hybridized them to have less toxins in them, but a lot of people react poorly off of almonds, plus they have too many carbs and mold. Get rid of them. Bink! Hello, let me see. Hello, I'm new to keto. You don't get the carbs from almond flour. You don't use almond. I'm new to keto and seeing results. Good. Also saw IG on good keto, bad keto. Can you tell me the difference? Bad keto it's not even keto. It's just inflammatory food. So people who are bad keto do, these are all the bad things that people do. They eat a ton of cheese from hormone injected, high estrogen, and it's a mole for people who've got issues with their gut, which we all do. And it's from a one cows. So it's got IGF-1 and casein in it, which is so inflammatory to the body. They do nuts, they do almonds, they do a ton of nuts, which just on the carb level is too many carbs, except for macadamia nuts, which is a monounsaturated fat. The rest of them, most of them are polyunsaturated fat, which is acidic to the blood stream and a lot of phytic acid. People do caffeine because it's a false sense of being ketotic because they have low energy because their glycogen is depleted. So they'll do a bunch of caffeine because they're dragging, and then they start damaging their thyroid and everybody's hair starts falling out doing coffee and having adrenal insufficiencies. And then people don't do the intermittent fasting because they're like, I'm going to lose weight, 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 please, 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 I want to lose weight. And then all they do is damage again their thyroid and adrenal function. Oh Lord, things on IG about keto, right? It's so wrong, and that is the reason why I'm doing a live stream here. I'm making the most wonderful food ever. Okay, I don't have any like crazy dirty, not dirty, but I can do like the, you know, flax pancakes or something like that and do like a sauce. I'll use coconut oil to make a syrup for it, or I can make like a BLT out of the bread that I make out of the flax and eggs, but not today. No coffee. Loose leaf tea and herbal teas. Cheese is the worst food, especially for people with pain and arthritis. Jason is so right. And cheese is bad for all of you guys, and you don't know that you have issues. You wait until all the issues arrive. I do these consultations. Everybody's got issues. Men's testosterone is too low. Their DHT is too high. Their estrogen is too high. They have prostate issues. They have gut issues. They have skin issues. They have energy issues. Wendy does have a bread. She makes it on her website. Yes. Thank you, Haley. You guys have a keto course. I keep reminding a lot of you guys on each stream. I do a keto course. It's $15 a month. You can do 1 month or a million months. It's up to you. And what if my thyroid genetically is damaged? Can I intermittent fast if I have meds? What? No, Jason. You don't intermittent fast. You want to get more. If your thyroid is genetically damaged, then you're going to destroy it doing intermittent fasting. Unless you were actually saying it. Flax, chia, no. Flax, yes. Chia, no. For some reason, chia makes people's blood sugar spike. It does have a carbohydrate. I don't know if that's it or if it's like a lectin, but a lot of you guys react really poorly on chia. I allowed chia before, and then nobody was adapting, so I took it out. Same with the cheese and too much protein. Mushrooms are only good for those who don't have like a candida overgrowth because the fungus. So I kind of tell people be careful with the mushrooms, even though they've got good vitamins and not vitamins. They have good properties, nutrients. Thank you. Micronutrients. How many pancakes can we have? If they're flax, it depends how many eggs you put in it. So we gotta figure that out. How come it's okay to have macadamia nuts, but no other nuts? Because macadamia nuts are monounsaturated fat, and other nuts are polyunsaturated fat. That's omega-6 and too high in acidity. Plus, they have more phytates in them, which is plant chemicals that damage your body than the macadamia nuts, and macadamia nuts are super high in fat and less in carb. Are we good? We good? Got 135 people in this chat. Thank you so much. For the people who haven't liked the stream, please like the stream, which lets me know that you guys want me to do more broadcasting. Now, mind you, this was an impromptu because I was cooking. I was like, why don't I turn on my camera? I was not organized for this. As you can clearly see, I just came from the Vit gym. I need to check my cauliflower mash, y'all. Let's check this stuff out because I think it's ready, right? Yeah, I think it's ready. So I'm gonna blast this real quick. Sorry guys, it's out of focus. Look at that mess. I am classically the person that makes a big mess and then I clean it up as soon as I'm done. It's a little hard. I want it to be a little bit more. Okay. Mark says, hit the like button, guys. Yes, hit the like button. This girl's working hard. 50 years of age, 10 years strict keto, no refeeding back on anything, no caffeine, no alcohol, no nothing. Been coaching thousands of people. I'm at 3,000 people now. And I started doing this stuff because my mom had a glioblastoma brain tumor, and I had to research keto to get her on it. Are you cautious with the romaine lettuce salmonella sickness going? I don't really eat a lot of romaine, so I'm not really worried about it. But you can inform other people, honey. Okay, okay. I don't eat a lot of salads, to be honest. I prefer that people do cruciferous cook down those anti-nutrients, and then you don't have to worry about the salmonella. What is this sweet bread stuff you guys talking about? I drink a ton of water. In fact, I didn't pour enough water right now. How about free range pork? Then even if it's organic, but their free range would be that good for you. I would assume so. Best just do your research on the source of where you're getting it from. How many cups of vegetables? 1 or 2, Albert. If you watched the replay, I was explaining that before. I was like grabbing a handful, showing you what a handful looks like. Lamb, thymus, or pancreas to eat. What do you mean about rotating veggies? Because you guys, people have super bad. That's why people really do well in the some people do well in the carnivore diet, even though it constipates you, and people develop like too much uric acid and purines and kidney stones and like gout on it. But if you've got issues with the anti-nutrients in plants, then it helps clear it up. So when people have got histamine intolerance, they've poked holes in the gut wall, the gut junctions are opened up because you guys ate too much wheat and ice cream growing up, and too much Applejack, too many boxes of animal Applejack cereal, whatever you're like muesli or whatever you guys are doing. Then you guys damage the gut wall, which then it becomes more permeable things, bigger chunks of food go in, the microvilli get like broken off, you develop autoimmunity, your mast cells produce too much histamine trying to protect you, and then you start to feel horrible. And you start to develop sensitivities to certain foods like all vegetables, especially raw. That'll mess you up. And not everyone, but a lot of you. And other like bacteria on meats and so forth and so on. And I keep saying the same stuff, so I know I got a lot of newbies today. Does keto cause anemia? No. Eating carbs, the standard American diet, causes anemia because, again, it pokes holes in the gut wall, which makes it hard to absorb the nutrients. So if you need iron and hemoglobin, your ferritin levels need to rise, then having leaky gut will make you if you have a menstrual cycle and you bleed, then your iron can drop too low and your hair starts falling out, and so it's a problem. Tell them, Deborah. Tell them that keto does not create anemia. What is the best time to take your electrolytes? All day long, Edgar, especially pre-workout. It takes about 45 minutes for your body to become hydrated. If you drink like a half a liter of water, it won't even get into your cells until about 45 minutes to an hour. So make sure that if you're going to take electrolytes and put some in your water, you have some spinach with high potassium, and you put like a little Celtic or Himalayan salt in a glass of water, do it for 45 minutes before. Okay, guys, I gotta go. This was an impromptu. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining the chat. We got 147 likes on only 137 people in the chat, so that really shows you that you guys appreciate what I'm trying to do. What about carb cycling? Carb cycling is a dumb concept that bodybuilders came up with because they just don't know enough. So if you there's like omnivore doctors and you have vegan doctors, and they will argue against each other. Oh, John, thank you so much, John. He says, I was asking a question. You say intermittent fasting damages the thyroid. Oh, okay. Why am I on a total replacement 225 Synthroid? Oh, okay. What we say? Total replacement 225 of Synthroid already. Why wouldn't I try it as a weight loss protocol? I was asking what you say if intermittent fasting. Okay, so it doesn't work as a weight loss protocol. You lose muscle intermittent fasting. So I'm gonna explain this really, really clear, you guys, for John and for the group. So pay attention, you guys. We grow up in the modern time, and I need to turn off my cauliflower mash before it gets too soft. Hold on. Hold that thought. Okay, so here we go. Before I go, I'm gonna explain this for John and the group. And this phone better focus. Stupid phone. I still haven't made it to the store to get it fixed because I'm so busy. So busy. Okay, so essentially, we grow up on carbs. Some doctors even put a couple of drops in a screaming baby, like when the baby's born, like, ah! To calm it down, they'll put a couple drops of sugar on the mouth because it works quickly like dopamine to a baby. So instantly we are exposed to a lot of sugar. Even in baby food, there's like fructose and all this kind of stuff. Even if you do organic fruits, we're dealing with hybridized fruits that man has manipulated to have more fructose, so we're still just bombarded with a lot of sugar. So all of a sudden you're an adult, you're living through life, and you have these crashes, and you're tired, and you're this, and you're that, and you start to develop all these issues. So John has thyroid, probably hypothyroidism, if not Hashimoto's. And that comes from, could be from what his mother ate, his father's sperm. It could be from a gut dysbiosis. Could be not getting enough zinc, vitamin D, B complex in his body. Could be have leaky gut, which is because it's more uncommon that men develop a thyroid disorder. But anyway, I digress. So the point is that his immune system went down. So then he developed thyroid disorder. So his weight is up. He wants to use intermittent fasting to lose weight. But his brain is addicted to carbs. So he goes, well, I'm going to do keto and I'm going to cut out my carbs. So I'm going to stop eating around 6 or 7, and then I'm going to go wake up at 6 or 7 in the morning, and then 12 hours later, and I'm going to get up and not eat. But I'm going to get up and go to my job, or go on my cell phone or on the computer. I'm going to or go fasted to the gym. And the brain's like, but I don't know how to use ketones. It's a process. It's 3-month chunks for the body to learn how to make and use the ketones. There's a big difference. You can make them, but now you got to use them. So John's going off to his job or whatever he's doing, even if he's playing video games sitting down, his body requires energy, but his body doesn't know how to use ketones, and there's no carbs because he hasn't eaten. Because while he was sleeping, his glycogen was depleted, and if he's doing keto, there is no glycogen. It's gone. His body's relying on blood sugar. So the brain's like, okay, I don't know how to use ketones, so why don't we just break down muscle and skin and collagen and bone marrow? And so we have enough blood sugar so John doesn't go into a coma for his brain, because the brain doesn't care that you want to look aesthetic. Brain doesn't care about that. It just wants to survive. So the body will be catabolic. Nobody talks about it on the internet. They talk about autophagy, the cleaning up of cells, because you're not being exposed to all these toxins and chemicals that you're typically eating, and the stress of digesting food. But the problem is that if you fast, our hunter-gatherers fasted all the time, but then they didn't do anything. They rested, right? So the adrenals weren't overstimulated. The hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal, and thyroid axis were not over-cranked in a fight or flight mode. So if you don't rest, so the reason why you rest is so you don't go into hypergluconeogenesis. If your body's breaking down proteins to feed the brain, you get sick and your immune system gets worse, and that makes thyroid disorder even worse. So you have to adapt, and you have to adapt for a while, and then the only fasting you could do is fasting in the middle of the day. You must wake up with a fatty protein as to pacify the adrenals, because you already have a thyroid disorder. Mic drop. What? Mic drop. Anybody else out there want to come at me? Not John, but any other health person? Come at me, right? Who else got the business at 50, right? Not intermittent fasting. Sorry guys, I'm kind of hyper. Excuse my, sarcasm and silliness. The minimum probably about 3,000 milligrams. No, John, I'm just being silly. Completely ignore my sarcasm. Ignore me. Just hear the information and forget all the silliness and sarcasm. Just forget all of it. I'm hot. I'm trying to cook and do a stream. My knee hurts and I need to go take a shower. So you guys, thank you for everyone who donated to the chat. This is True Definitely Lost Muscle on intermittent fasting. Thank you. Tell them. Bam! Okay, guys, as you can see, I got some what? You guys know my old videos when I was a dork. I was like, energy. Oh my God, this is the business, right? I'm 45. No, now I'm 50, almost 51. So I got to evolve. But I'm still silly, you guys. And Deborah, yes, it is great for type 1 diabetics. They do pretty much the same protocol. You can put yourself out of a dangerous range of having your ketones being acidic, or less dependency on the insulin pump. Doesn't the intermittent fasting create growth hormone? No, it's a lie. It only creates growth when you do nothing. So if you intermittent fast, go get a book and put your butt in a hammock and do nothing. That will help release growth hormone, and then you got to diaphragmatic breathe, and then you got to meditate, and then all your foods must be clear of poisons and toxins, and then you have to exercise and have to sleep deep to produce growth hormone and have your macros on point fleet correct. Otherwise, this thing won't work. That's why everybody that I've ever coached who's done intermittent fasting has lost muscle, their immune system goes down, they become super sick and problematic and hair falling out on intermittent fasting. All of them. Now, you guys, somebody's trying to say, why do you have, what is it? They are freckles and they have increased over time, right? I have them all over my body. I don't know if you guys can see them. I've had them since I was a kid. So as you can see, so they just increased with age, growing up in Cali, that's all. Not coconut oil, exactly. You want to do animal fats more so. So no, nothing is because of keto. No, as you can see, if people ask me about my freckles, I've had them my whole life. My whole life. See that? That's my whole life. Thank you, John Smith. John's like, oh, they're for you. See, they're freckles. But I can say when I went to South Africa twice and did a lot of vlogs and went to the beach and my face got blasted with a lot of sun. So that's probably why they've increased more. But the skin is still on point, right? Skin is good. It's tight. It's right. Fat bombs are okay, you guys, if you just use like butter and coconut oil, not the rest. You start my coaching program by going to my website, which is stephanieperson.com. That's also for the keto course. And also, oh, if you guys want to go to my Instagram, it's Stephanie Ketogenic. And a free Facebook page that I go on every day is Stephanie the Business Person. Okay, guys, thank you so much. There's 131 people in this chat. And you lost your period doing it the wrong way, straight up. Not enough fat, not getting enough rest, probably didn't graduate slowly, probably eating the wrong foods. People do keto the wrong way. Everything you go on the internet and look at is all wrong when it comes to like the macros, like the type of food. People don't talk about autoimmunity and you guys having autoimmunity. And we're discussing like intermittent fasting. These are reasons why people start damaging their thyroid on keto. Okay, guys, I'm sweating to death and the oven's on and I better go. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining this live broadcast. I will do more. See, so Gemini says that it made her period, it's a her, regular because she probably did it the right way. There's a lot to watch my videos and streams. They'll explain how you do it the right way. Yes, hearts, Gemini sun. Let me see. Why do all when you blast people? Why do it all wrong when you blast people? I don't get your question. See, I gotta explain this, John. Because I'm honest, your way to intellectualize me being honest and forthright and strong with my opinion is blasting people. So how do you intellectualize the word blast? How do I blast them? So you guys, we're very triggered too easily. That's why I'm saying, like, take everything with a grain of salt. I also blast myself. I tell people I have a lot of experience. I feel that I know what I'm doing. In my own way, I know what I'm doing. But I have to say I feel that I know because nothing is a proven fact until you're there with that person. Don't trust me and don't trust anyone else. Learn about how the body works. That's what I did. So when it comes to blasting people, I don't blast anyone. But your perception of me is to blast them. Cool. I'll take it because whatever I'm doing is I'm not being, I'm not quantifying, I'm not being, I'm not pre-scripted, I'm not being diplomatic, I'm not being a politician about what I think that the other people talk about garbage on keto. Because, John, people get sick and then they come to me. They have autoimmunity and they learn, oh, I was supposed to drink coffee and intermittent fast on keto, so now my hair is falling out. And if you haven't noticed, John, I didn't mention anybody's name. No name was mentioned, so I'm speaking in broad strokes, right? And I'm being very, very general in my talking about how people are. But it is the way it is. Olives are okay, yes, if you don't have any sensitivity to them. Yeah. Some people have a hard time, like if I talk about somebody else, it's not that I bring them up, it's that somebody else brought them up, and then I'm responding to it honestly. And then that's characterized or perceived as blasting another person. But at what point, how can you learn if I tell you that people tell you to eat cheese, nuts, caffeine, intermittent fast, do all these crazy things, and then they come to me, email me, Stephanie, my hair's falling out, what do I do? Right? My LDL small particle Bs went up. Then I'm going to say that stuff that people are telling you to do is garbage. Be careful. Boop. That's the way it is. Thank you. Lost my hair due to intermittent fasting. Thank you. Another person just reaffirming and confirming what I just said. You guys, I am who I am. I'm an outspoken person. I say what I think. People love it, they hate it, but it is who I am. It is who I am. I'm not antiquated, you guys. I'm not. This is who I am. That's the way it is. Lizelle? I don't know how to say your name. Jeez. Jorge, right? Best way to be. Thank you, John Smith. So again, whipping cream is not, and here's that, people out there tell you to eat whipping cream, and those people telling you to eat whipping cream are idiots, right? They're idiotic because they're not considering damages like casein issues, right? What about the quality of the cow? You guys have so much estrogen dominance, it is giving women and men cancer. So if you're taking whipping cream from A1 cows who are not grass-fed, and I'm not even counting in the A1C and casein growth factor, people get sick. That's stupid. Why would you tell somebody, yes, just go eat the book that I'm writing? There's disclosures everywhere. If you like the lemon, be careful with the lemon. If you guys have histamine, be careful with this, be careful with that, be careful, because there is no food that I can tell you to eat that is 100% safe for some of you who've got such bad guts. Yes, intermittent fasting, because skin, your body is eating up collagen. So the elasticity of your skin begins to sag. This is a 50-year-old woman we're talking. So, I think that's it. That's it, guys. Hi, Larry. No more intermittent fasting for me. I was doing it for 3 months and was losing my muscle. We've got like 5 people saying that they're having problems doing intermittent fasting. If you have hypothyroid already, you're not going to lose more hair, already retreating. I was just wondering if you were already jacked up with hypothyroid. So John, if you already have hypothyroidism and you could have, if your T3 is wavering, right, or you're having reverse T3 problems, it can worsen. And you're a man, John, so it's harder to tell with men, with women, when you've got long hair and it's just coming out, shedding every time you're constantly pulling long hairs out, you can damage your thyroid more, right? Not everybody's got different levels of their TSH, the thyroid stimulating hormone, and their T3 and their antibodies, the TPO antibodies. So if you're dealing with if you already jacked with hypothyroidism, what are the risks of intermittent fasting? John, you can literally damage your adrenals as well. You can damage your thyroid more. There's levels of damage to a thyroid. You have what if you develop Hashimoto's? So then you do so much intermittent fasting, now you've developed Hashimoto's. There's that, right? Or you might develop Addison's disease. Your eyeballs pop out of your head. Or what about the adrenal insufficiencies? What if your cortisol's low and you develop the Addisons? There's a lot of damage you can do on intermittent fasting. Your body is taking protein, breaking it down to feed the brain. So that damages your immune function. So, it's your choice, John. There's tons of people in this chat that are telling you that they're damaged. You're breaking down muscle and using it energy. That's going to damage your immune system. Why do I get angry when taking iodine? I have no idea. Are you taking iodine supplements? Have you tried the kelp iodine? Yes, thank you. Sherry says, John, continuing to damage your thyroid, then comes adrenal insufficiencies and heart and muscle problems. Thank you, Sherry. Yeah, I love Paul Chek though. I don't know if he intermittent fast, but I love a lot of his other concepts about parasites and gut inflammation and things of this nature. Plus, he did so many videos without a shirt because Paul Chek was like, yo, if you're going to tell somebody how to eat and how to live, you need to see what we're working with. And that is the reason why I started to wear sports bras in all my streams. It was because of Paul Chek. So, John, just, baby, it's all love. It's all love. You know what I'm saying? I'm following your instructions 3 months and my hair is still falling out. It's not my instructions. It's, are you getting into deep sleep? How's your diaphragmatic breathing? Do you meditate? Are you not being exposed to blue light? What about your liver, kidney, colon function? You know, there's so many things. Harvey, I'll just call you Harvey. Harvey, there's so many things. So your hair is falling out. There's a million things that you have to consider. It's a constant balance of a million things. And that's why when you go on the internet and see garbage on the internet talking about people doing stupid things, they don't realize that if your hair is still falling out, what still is the problem? Deep sleep can be about, a good deep sleep is about an hour and 45 minutes instead of REM. Your stool is floating because you have holes in the gut wall. So are you rotating foods? Like, what foods are you sensitive to? Have you checked that out? But you guys, I gotta go because I got to go. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, you guys. I will continue to live stream. And bye. Robin, go to the keto course page and we'll make that a subject there. It's just I'm being overwhelmed. There's 132 people in this chat and a shite load of questions. I tried my best. I try to keep it real as best as I can, speaking to my phone, which is like looking at a doorknob for an hour. What is it? Push the notification or subscribe if you guys want to see me go live and to make the stream. So bye guys. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you for asking a lot of oil. Thank you for answering a lot of the questions. And I try to keep it real, and some people love it and some people don't. Some people are like, I don't like her. I don't like her attitude. She's sanctimonious and self-righteous. It is what it is. Let's get Steph to 100,000 subscribers. To do that, I would have to go like, okay, you guys, look at my body. You can get my keto body and get my keto booty. And in 90 days, if you follow my weight loss protocol, which is on cheese and nuts and intermittent fasting and drink a lot of coffee, then I would be hitting like 500K, 500K. I'm telling you, I'd hit 500K, but I keep coming across to people so sanctimonious and annoying to some people. I tell people what they don't want to hear, and that's the reason why I'm sitting under 100K for a while. You need a troll hammer? I didn't see any of the trolls. Quality, not quantity. That's the thing I don't mind. I'm not trying to grow my stuff too fast by telling people what they want to hear and being more diplomatic and, you know, to say things nice in a package and have a white board in the background and, you know, it's just not me. Go eat much. Thank you, Auntie. See, people that don't like you are looking for an easy way out. Yes, I agree. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a fabulous day or morning, or anybody on the replay, have a wonderful time wherever you are. And I'm about to finish this food up. Peace. I'm not going to eat. I still got to fix the food. Bye, guys, and take a shower. We need some more real people like you, Steph. Everyone wants an easy way out. I know. Thank you. That's why I appreciate the supporters. It's hard not to get triggered. You try to keep yourself in a balance and realize that, you know, you want to make everyone happy and you just can't. So I appreciate those who get the message, because some people don't. They don't get what I'm trying to do, but I really appreciate the ones who do get what I'm trying to do. And I'm out. Peace.